Okay, we don't have show notes or anything, but I just have so much to say to you. And we needed to hit the record button. So maybe we'll take a little pause in the middle. But I just have so much.
Okay.
I finished Severance yesterday.
Ooh.
It took me 2.5 days.
Nice. We watched it over the course of like 3 or 4 weeks.
Took me 2.5 days. I don't like this trend of first seasons of shows ending without any resolution. So Upload did this on Amazon Prime. Upload did this in season 1, where it just like freaking ends, like build ends. I was like, come on. And then Severance, no spoilers here, but it's just like build, and then like it just ends. It like, oh my god.
So I take it you liked Severance then?
I liked it a lot. Yes.
Good.
I don't want to talk about any spoilers, but like, oh my gosh, like there like some people are like, oh, it gets really weird at the end. A lot of people, or you specifically, said like, Severance gets really weird in the last 3 episodes. There was one weird scene to me, which like it was good weird. It was like, yeah, okay, that could be one interpretation of the script, sure. And I don't want to ruin it what it was.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just like, oh, yeah, okay, I can see how this fits into this world, but this is very strange. You gotta watch it to know what we're talking about. I can't even. You're just sitting there alone watching it on your computer, and maybe you weren't alone, but I'm just sitting here alone watching it while playing Guild Wars. Actually,
nice.
And it's kind of it starts, and you're just like, okay, and then it just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder, and you're like, okay, I'm ready for this to end. Anyway, that was like the one in the last 3 episodes of the season. There was only that one moment. Everything else was just like, okay, like this is like suspenseful and chilling and good, but none of it was weird.
Yeah, you're building the tension. Yeah.
Anything you care to say without spoiling anything? I know it's tough.
It's really tough because it's one of those shows that like once you start talking about it, it's really hard to stay away from like spoilery topics. But I think I wasn't sure about it. Like I really do like these kinds of like workplace drama things, thriller, whatever. And I also really like, I mean, and you can see this from the trailers, kind of the weird like 50s 60s vibe, office vibe that they kind of have when they're at work. And so like, yeah, I think that aesthetic is interesting. I actually almost wish they would have done a little more with it. Like, I don't know why, but like just more 50s-ness to it or 60s-ness to it, like of the office and the furniture and all that kind of stuff. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And I think the world building was really good. I read an article that was like an interview with Ben Stiller, who's the producer or whatever, and then also the writer guy. And he said like, yeah, we hedged our bets. Like Ben Stiller actually told the writer guy to end it where it did, like where you're so frustrated that it ended. Like, I think they were going to keep going. And Ben Stiller was like, no, this is a perfect crescendo to end the season with. And it's like, come on, man. But that's okay. It's a really good show.
Yeah. If you know there's going to be season 2, which we do now, it's fine. Like it sucks that we have to wait for the rest of the story, but like it is a good point to end. Well, it was a good point to end the episode, but it is a frustrating but good point to end the season.
Yeah, I would have definitely appreciated another like 3 or 4 episodes or a whole nother season. Hey, why not?
I would have appreciated 3 or 4 more minutes. What are you talking about?
Okay, fine.
But yes. And so I'm very much looking forward to season 2. If you have not seen Severance, it is on Apple TV Plus. Apple TV Plus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apple TV. You can watch it on your Apple TV using your Apple TV with Apple TV, whatever. It's on Apple TV Plus. Very, very good. Very good. Don't expect resolution, but just get it really excited for season 1 and then just sit there and wait for season 2.
Wait impatiently. Along those lines, I mean, Apple TV Plus is firing on all cylinders, I think. I mean, they just won the Oscar for Best Picture. Like, they've got Severance, which I'm assuming is going to win some Emmys. Like, that's great. I think Apple TV Plus is by far the best value for streaming because it's still only $5 a month. Like, even if you're not an Apple person, even if you're an Android person or whatever, it's $5 a month and you get all these great shows. For All Mankind, season 3 is coming in June, I believe. So that's something to look forward to hold you over until Severance comes. I don't know what else is going on. I'm not sure when Morning Show next is coming out.
Well, so I agree with you. I think Apple TV Plus it's got a lot of really good shows. It's got Ted Lasso is like I don't know, decade defining. I don't know. It's very, very good. And it was something we definitely needed. Mythic Quest is right in line with this podcast. If you like this podcast, you're going to like Mythic Quest. But those are the only ones I've seen, plus Severance. And now I want to watch For All Mankind. I want to watch The Morning Show. I want to watch Coda, the movie that just won. But we watched Schmigadoon, which was, I mean, if you're into musicals, was excellent. It was very funny, very fun. It's $5 and that makes it a good value. But like, money aside, almost all of the shows, almost all of the content are hits, are good, are great. It is like and now we're really getting into streaming territory, which you and I both listen to a podcast that's all about streaming. But it is like the literal opposite of Netflix.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where like Netflix is like the Walmart of streaming, where it's just like there's so much, but none of it's great. Like some of it's good, and some of it's breakout, and some of it's but like every single thing on that Apple TV has is worth watching, right? I didn't really enjoy C. I watched the first season of C. I didn't really enjoy it, but like it just wasn't for me. Like someone else, I'm sure, will enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I watched the first half of Foundation and it was fine. Not sure it was great, but it was fine. That one was kind of a miss. I've enjoyed a couple of their other shows. Trying is a really fun comedy about a couple that's trying to get pregnant, and then they end up... Anyway, it's a whole thing. It's a British comedy. It's very funny. And then they also have, animated-wise, they have Central Park, which is from the creators of Bob's Burgers, and it has a lot of the same voice talent, I think, which is kind of fun. Like, if you like that kind of... and also every episode of of Central Park has music in it. Like, it's got at least 2 original songs in each thing, and it's got Leslie Odom Jr., who played Aaron Burr in Hamilton on Disney Plus. So if you like him, he's like the main character or one of the main characters. So that's kind of fun. And then so that's like another really good show. We've enjoyed a few more, and I'm definitely drawing a blank on what they are. I really enjoyed, and I don't know if you would like this or not, but The Shrink Next Door with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd, I really thought was good. Like, I thought it was really interesting. And it's based on a true story, which is also kind of cool. And it's one of those, not really thriller, but like psychological shows. Like, you're kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop for like everything. And I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So that's... Is that a like a drama, like a suspenseful drama, like a lot like Severance, or is it a comedy? What is that? It's more of a drama. It's a little bit comedy, but it's more of a drama, but it's less suspenseful than Severance. I mean, Severance is like turn it up to 11. Like, Shrink Next Door is like uneasy kind of interpersonal dynamics and things like that. It's a little bit more grounded, I would say, like down to earth.
Okay.
There's no sci-fi to it. I mean, it all happens in the real world in New York City in the 80s ish. So it's very much like grounded in reality.
I plan on, you've seen a lot more Apple TV stuff than I realized, but I knew that you had watched a lot of it. Here, ready for a segue? Doo-doo-doo. I've been watching and plan on watching a lot of Apple TV, just because I've been doing so much in Guild Wars, and I'm working on a new legendary item in Guild Wars. And right now, the thing that I need, the thing that I've been like spending the last 3 days on, you need to collect materials from an event that lasts 2 minutes, but only spawns every 15 minutes, which is literally perfect for watching TV. Because as I said, I can't multitask. I can't do it. So when the event spawns, I have a play pause button on my keyboard, and then I pause the TV show and I do the event for 2 minutes, and then I get back and then I have 13 minutes to wait and I play the TV show again. It's just been perfect. I made my entire way through Severance. I did miss a couple of the events that spawned because Severance was so intense at that moment, and I was like, I'm not pausing. I will get the next one.
It's so good. Such a good show.
But you always talk about trying to watch TV shows and play at the same time. I finally found a good opportunity to do that. And now that I'm kind of learning, I guess, teaching myself how to split my attention, which again, I'm not very good at, I'm seeing how perhaps maybe I could fish in Guild Wars while watching a TV show. I'm getting there. I'm like close. But yeah, no, it's been really nice because I don't get to consume as much content just because I can't multitask. So it's been nice to be able to, reach towards a goal in Guild Wars while also, watching a TV show that like literally everyone around me has been talking about.
It definitely depends on the show. I mean, Severance is one that you really have to pay a lot of attention to because there's so many little things that are like little sight things that you have to see. But when most of the things that are happening are either generic backdrops or they're like just people talking, and that gives you the background story. I mean, that's where I, say like, oh yeah, you can totally do fishing. And then if there's something you need to see, you look over at it and you miss a fish or your fish takes longer to catch or whatever. And who cares? It's a zero like loss activity there for fish in Guild Wars. Like you can just drop it at a second.
Are you ready for this transition, Chris? You're not ready for it.
I'm not ready for it. I don't even know what we're talking about. Are we started? Is this the show?
Sure, why not?
Welcome back to Pride and Accomplishment. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jason. This is episode 73. Okay, so here's the transition. You ready? You know what you can't multitask playing, and we have utterly failed as individuals to hold to our word?
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. We did it. I'm like both disappointed and very happy with myself that we did it. But we have not recorded for a long time because, we took a little bit of a break, but we recorded ahead of time. Last time, I think we may have still mentioned that we were trying to hold out. I don't remember what the last, but essentially we were trying to hold out until the end of the first season so that we essentially wouldn't have to participate or play the first season of The Witch Queen. Seasons are 3 months. I said, we got a lot going on right now. We can hold out. We can do it. We can wait. We can just hang on a little. Rocket League and Guild Wars and all this other and I don't remember what the straw that broke the camel's back was, but there was just one moment where just like, we're doing it. We're buying it.
It was because there was a sale on Destiny 2 and they had 20% off of the Witch Queen and all of its stuff. And so we were like, oh, well, we know we're going to buy it eventually and it's probably not going to go on sale again before we do. So let's just jump on this now. And then Jason goes, well, if I buy it, I can't not play it. So I'm going to play it a bit. And I was like, well, if you're going to play it, I'm going to play it. And then we both ended up playing it.
And then a lot of friends jumped on board too, which has been really nice. Like it's been real. I play games to play with other people, and Destiny 2 is a game that you can kind of play some of the stuff alone. But you and I have spent a lot of time playing. You and other people have spent, almost what, 4 or 5 nights a week, at least playing it for a little bit. And it's been really nice to see another game that kind of everyone, quite honestly, it's the first game in a while that a lot of people are rallying around.
Yeah, it's probably the first game since Overwatch that we've had a group as big as we do that's playing the same game, which has been, pretty cool. The one downside is that Destiny is mostly designed around 3-man content, and 3-man content doesn't work when you have like 5 people that are all playing and are all available at the same time. Luckily, it kind of works out that like people's availability is only like in 2s and 3s often, but there were a couple times where it's like, we have enough people for 2 full teams here, or 1 full raid team, depending on kind of how you look at it.
Well, we need to keep pushing, because once we get to raids, like I think we might maybe be able to schedule a raid night. Maybe. Don't hold me to it. Not like repeat it, not like regular raid night, but like once or twice be like, hey, can everyone be here around 9:00 or something? I don't know. I'm pushing it, but I would love for that to happen.
That would be really cool. I think the challenge there is that everybody has to be at a certain power level, a certain light level, whatever you call it. And I'm not sure that we've honed in on kind of the optimization loop for like what people need to do to get the better gear. Because like there are tasks that you do in Destiny that are weekly that you can do that guarantee you to give you what they call pinnacle gear, which is like gear that's guaranteed to be a little bit higher than where you are, so that you can always know that you're kind of moving forward and moving up in those levels. And I don't think we've kind of gotten to the point where everybody is familiar enough with the gear system that we can kind of bring that up and say like, oh yeah, we need to do these targeted activities and things. Everybody's kind of still feeling it out.
Yeah, I don't think we're close. I mean, people aren't even at the soft cap yet. Like I think I'm like not. I'm almost there. I'm maybe a couple points away, but you're definitely there. You're at the soft cap. But I think a lot of the other people, maybe I haven't checked in a while, but I don't think a lot of the others are at the soft cap yet. And really, until you get to the soft cap, it's almost not even worth talking about, because the gear is changing so often.
Yeah, for sure. One thing this has given us the opportunity to do, though, is to bring a whole bunch of people who have either never played Destiny before or who only played like 2 years ago into Destiny 2 again. And they really have not improved the new player experience all that much.
Not even a little bit, no.
I even coming back to it after being away for almost a year, barely knew what I was doing. I was just like, I know that I need to like follow a certain kind of icon and pick certain quests and then follow those quests and do them. But that's really where it ends for me. And then it takes you like a week to kind of get back in the headspace of like, oh, okay, so this is the way these menus go. Pick up bounties, do the quests, pick up the quests, all that kind of stuff. I'm more familiar with it now. Still a little confused.
Menus are so bad. And so for those of you that have been with P&A for a very long time, you may or may not know that there is a hidden lost episode of Destiny 2 where Chris and I were way too negative about Destiny 2. It is so hard to talk about Destiny without like absolutely critiquing the heck out of it. But one thing is the menus. They're just like, and that contributes to everything, right? It makes the what quest am I on question confusing. It makes the what's next question confusing. It makes goal setting confusing. It's just the menus. If I could focus on one thing, it's just the menus. And I think I've nailed down why.
Okay.
All of the menus are only one level deep.
Yes, you're right. They all have, you get to them at the tabs at the top, and then you go to the menu screen. But you can right click to get details on something. But you're right, it never goes to a second screen full of choices.
No, yeah, and nothing is ever like nested, and nothing ever links to other menus. So like some of the crafting stuff that I've actually really liked the crafting stuff that they introduced in this latest expansion. It's very cool. I can see how when I really start to get into wanting a very specific thing, that you're able to target what you want rather than leave it to chance. And I really like that. I think that's really cool. However, the crafting system is needlessly confusing because it is only ever one, like the menus are only ever one level deep. You can only ever see one thing at a time. It's an MMO where you have an inventory system and a quest system and a crafting system, but you're only ever able to have one of the windows open at a time, and none of them link to each other. So you're like grasping to try to put all of the information together on all of these different menus without being able to have them open all at the same time.
That is well said. I think you're right. I think that's the key detail that was missing, is that there is no kind of multi-dimensionality. There's no spreadsheet view for this stuff. And you almost need that in something.
It's not even that. Like if I compare it, like, yeah, spreadsheet, but if I compare it to like Guild Wars 2, right? I can have my inventory open and my quest log open and my crafting window open all at the same time. That's what an MMO is, right? Like Destiny 2 is a first-person MMO, so it has to be a little bit thinner. And I think in some regards that kills it a little bit. However, and this is, I'm trying not to be super negative, but however, it has an excellent API.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. There is a website that is called Braytech, which is actually based on a thing that used to be in the game that I think has actually been sunsetted and is no longer in the game, which is another complaint about Destiny, but we're not going to get into that right now. But the website is called Braytech, BRAY.tech. That's the website. And you link it to your Bungie account or your Destiny account, one way or the other, and they can pull all of your details from the game, and you can see all of your weeklies and all of your quests, and things are actually laid out in such a way. I mean, there's still kind of one per, but like you can get stuff on a second screen, and it stays persistently on that second screen while you're playing the game on your main screen, and it updates really fast, which is super cool.
Yeah, it was in beta for a while, and I was kind of using it while it was in beta, and it would update maybe like once every minute or two. So it was good as like a secondary piece of information, but it wasn't good as like a UI, right? Like it wasn't a UI supplement. Whereas now, I mean, it updates maybe every 5-10 seconds, and like and updating every 5 to 10 seconds, that's fast enough because you know, you're doing other stuff. You're killing stuff, and by the time you kill stuff and you're like, oh, I wonder what my bounty is, like how many units I have left to kill. By the time you look over to your second screen, to Braytech, it's updated. And that to me makes it like almost a part of the game at this point, right? Like it is when I'm doing open world content in Destiny 2, or even when I'm doing like the new Pillars of Eternity thing, where anywhere where I have a bounty, or where I'm like wanting to see like live updates to stats, you can do it in game. There's a way to do it in game. There's actually a decently nice way to do it in game where you tab and then you scroll. Like you press tab real fast and you scroll, and it's kind of all of the active quests and everything. But just having Braytech open on a second screen is, to me, such a better experience.
Yeah, I mean, I use it as a validation step of like, did I get credit for that thing I thought I was doing? Because I was doing something last week. I was trying to do the weeklies for Crucible, which I don't play any more PvP in that game than I have to. And I had done a match and it didn't count. Like, and so then every time after that, I was like, okay, I'm only doing this with Braytech open. Like, I'm only going to do this if I can see that I'm not leaving too early, or it's not like, you know, something is lagging so that it's not counting my participation or something. It was probably not even related to how fast I exited that match, but there's a chance that my exuberance to get out of Crucible had caused me not to get credit for the activity. So from now on, I basically keep Braytech open just to keep track of like how many bounties have I done that I need to do to, you know, get the reward from the person, or, you know, how many matches of this have I done, or how many rounds of whatever, and all of that. So it is definitely an invaluable tool.
To go a step further, the Destiny 2 API, like, it's very similar to Eve in that it's two-way, right? Like you can do stuff. It's not just a getter, right? It's not just getting information and displaying it. You can actually do stuff in Braytech that affects your game. The most simplest example, right, is you can in Braytech choose which quests to track, which is something you can do in the Destiny game itself. But if you click on a quest and track it in Braytech, it will track it in game. It'll send that API request, and then you will see the marker show up in game. And I haven't used it yet, but someone also mentioned that you can like do like bank and inventory management with it.
I'm not sure that Braytech can do that, but something can. Yeah. Through the API.
Which is just so cool. I just love that. I've seen a few games that offer that, right? Real simple stuff like, you know, that you can Warframe. Warframe has this. You can do a lot of the stuff from your phone. You know, like with your foundry and crafting stuff and all of that. So like a lot of the games have like real simple APIs or have really nice APIs that let you do very simple things outside of the game. And that has been, it's been very nice for Destiny. The other thing that I really like Braytech, I'm kind of selling Braytech, but the thing I really like about it is that it looks Destiny too. They've done a really nice job theming it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where it really does. I mean, and this just goes back to it looks like an extension of the UI. It looks like you have a menu. It's like a second screen menu, always open. So it has, I guess really what I'm trying to say is it's a nice thing to have while playing Destiny because Destiny's menus are so bad. And it has made it more bearable, and it's made it more fun, and it's made it more like an MMO, and I'm really enjoying Destiny. Can we talk about Pillars of Eternity? Unless you have anything else about Braytech. Can we talk about Pillars of Eternity?
I think you're talking about Dares of Eternity.
Dares of Eternity. Sorry. Dares of Eternity.
PoE is a different game.
Yeah. Pillars of Eternity is actually a game. Dares of Eternity. Can we talk about this game mode?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, you only get this game mode if you buy the 30th Anniversary Edition.
You only get to start that game mode if you have the 30th Anniversary. You can still play it. Or maybe you only get the rewards or something, but I know that I've taken other friends into it that didn't buy the 30th.
That's true. Anyway, you only get personal access to it if you buy the 30th Anniversary. Which, okay, locking stuff, whatever. Okay, fine. It is with Xur, which is the exotics guy, and he's like got all the treasure, and he like sells you stuff on a rotating schedule, and he's a decently cool character. But then, and if you don't want to know, I don't care. I'm spoiling it. I don't care. There is a celestial horse. I don't even know what to call it. It's literally a horse, and it's just so funny. It's so
the
good.
name of it is Star Horse. That's
Star Horse. That's right.
And
Xur is like walking you through these dares, which are essentially PvE rounds of stuff that the Star Horse requests of you.
Yeah, he's like, the horse requires you to kill more enemies, or so. I forget what he says exactly. And then you hear a very loud sound from a horse. And then the best part of it is in the captions, every single one of them has a different
funny
thing. It's like satisfied wicker, or like, indulgent neigh, or something like that. I mean, it's crazy stuff.
And it seems, I mean, it is whack. It's just, it seems like the developers just had a lot of fun with it. And it makes the game fun. I think, because it's not intended to be part of the story. It's not intended to be like, anything. And it's really just a loot fest. It's not like, it's just a side story. It doesn't have to tie into anything. And it seems like they had a lot of fun with it. And I like it a lot. It's a very fun game mode to me. It is a very, I would say it's a very fun, kind of challenging, not really. It's in the right place for PvE content. It's helped me get my power level up, and it has a very clear kind of progression. Like it has a very clear, like you do this, then you do this, then you do this, and you do bounties along the way, and you're unlocking, I don't know if it's better gear, but you're unlocking more and more and more chests of gear the more you play.
Right. Yeah, they have a ton of like you go into this thing that I guess is modeled after the loot cave from Destiny 1. I mean, I didn't play Destiny 1, so I don't really know. But you go into this one place and then there's all these different chests that you can exchange your currency, that your keys or whatever that you get from doing this event for specific types of weapons or armor or cosmetics or whatever. So it's another one of those things where they've added an element of choice to the reward structure, which is kind of nice.
I don't know what more to say about it. Destiny 2, I guess let's talk about the story a little bit in a non-spoiler way. A lot of people have said that the Witch Queen is as good of a story or better or similarly like good to Forsaken, which I thought was a great story.
Yeah, Forsaken was definitely the best Destiny story to date, unless Witch Queen is better.
Yes. It was just like, it was very coherent as a story.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny has never really won, writing awards as far as coherent stories. But Forsaken was a good one, and it was well acted, and it was well told, well paced. And hopefully, I mean, people are saying that this one is as good or better. So high hopes, I would say. Yeah,
and so far, there's only one big bad, which tends to make the story a little bit more straightforward. So far, Witch Queen with one bad happens to be, spoiler alert, the Witch Queen.
Wow, they really spoiled that one with the title, didn't they?
They hid that one real well. Kind of like End of Dragons for Guild Wars 2. Sorry. It's been pretty good. I mean, we're not there yet. It's not, but the characters have been good, and the story so far has been pretty easy to follow. I mean, easy enough for you to explain to me when I don't listen to cutscenes. So that's good.
Yes, interpreter is one of my talents now. Story reteller.
Yeah, please tell me what just happened to that cutscene. Oh, the other thing I love is when you're in a cutscene and they're like talking and they're doing all and they're talking and they're using all the words from the Destiny stuff. When you're done, the ghost will be like, okay, now that we've learned blah, blah, blah. And I was like, thank you for the recap, Ghost. Like, thank you for listening during that cutscene when I was not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The ghost is a key part of the narrative experience of Destiny 2, because without the ghost, you would have no idea what was going on.
Not at all. Anyway, come play Destiny with us. Come play.
Yeah.
Or Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, sure. I will say that all of this game playing of Destiny has made it so that I bought the Rocket Pass in Rocket League, and I have I'm level 20. Like, I am so low level on it, and I have 6 more weeks before it ends. But man, I don't find myself choosing to spend time with Rocket League. I spend time with Destiny. So it's it's been a little rough on the Rocket League front.
You remember that one time I said I wasn't going to buy the Rocket League season this season?
Yeah.
I think it was the right choice. I'm going to check. You have until June 15th. You have 2 months.
2 months. That's long enough. I mean, I just want to get to 70 or 80 or whatever the last of the things are. I guess I'm probably not going to make back my money, but that's probably fine.
Yeah, you got to give Rocket League money every now and then.
Every once in a while. I will say that on the Rocket League front, since I brought it up and we're talking about Rocket League now, I have decided to do a similar thing to you in terms of probably not buying the next Rocket Pass unless it's a really, really, really cool theme, because we are approaching the summer season, and summer season is Dota season. So, yeah, hopefully they'll be doing a regular international this year, and during the international, I kind of ramp up in the Dota world. So I'm looking forward to mid-May or late May, whenever they kind of publish the Battle Pass for Dota, and so that I can kind of do the annual dance of doing a bunch of Dota things, so I can make our end of the year spending on games spreadsheet consistent.
It's the season in which I just lose you, because what happens nowadays is when you want to play something, you kind of send me a message and you're like, hey, you want to play some Destiny? I was like, yeah, sure. But during Dota season, you don't send those messages because I don't want to play Dota. Mm-hmm. And it's just not that I lose you, but I come in and I usually just watch you play and I play something else. But no, the mini game, I'm always excited for you. I'm always excited for you to be excited for whatever mini game or special game they come up with. because one of your talents is interpreter, and you really do like explaining the game modes and explaining all of that. And I like listening and learning and seeing what they've done. So that's always exciting for me.
Yeah, I realize that we are fast approaching the Dota season, and I look forward to that because I also have a couple of friends that I really am not like, they're like internet friends who I don't really keep up with much except for in the summer when we all get sucked back into Dota a bit. Although one of them said, "Oh, this year's my last year." So we'll see if he comes back or not, because I think he said the same thing the year before.
Yeah, we'll believe it when you see it.
There is one last piece of news that I thought would be relevant to us and our audience, and that is that they released or announced they didn't release it. They announced the next expansion for World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, this is like late breaking, right?
I mean, as we record, this is like yesterday. Yeah.
Which, yeah. I saw this. I've seen a lot of news on this.
So the next WoW expansion is called Dragonflight, and it takes place in a place called the Dragon Isles. I haven't really looked at it too carefully, but I did read kind of the little press release that they did. They have a new race and a new class. So the new race is called the Drakthier. They are a dragon people that can like switch between a dragon form and a humanoid form, although the dragons look pretty human-y too, except they have wings. And then they also have this new class, and I forget what the class is called, but it's something cool. So that should be fun too. The Evoker. Yes.
Did they announce like what the class does, or like what's its thing?
No. Well, they said it was a healer and that they could do damage or heal, but I'm not sure that means that they just have two different roles, or if it's going to be like, they haven't said like what their major kit is, I don't think.
I'm seeing this as a race class combo. Do you have to be a Drakthier to be an Evoker?
I think you do. Yeah, they say it's their first ever playable race and class combo.
Interesting. I mean, I guess they've always had like class, or they've always had race locked, class locked, whatever, where you have like only certain classes can be certain races and vice versa. But there's never been one to one.
Right. Yeah. No, this is the first time that they've been like, okay, it's only for this. Because like even when they did Death Knights, right, those were available to a couple of different races. But this is like, oh yeah, we're locking the race and the class together. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I will probably play WoW again when this comes out, just to kind of see what's what. Right now, as I've said before, I am unsubscribed to WoW and am not really tempted to get back into it until 10.0, the new expansion, comes out. There is no news on when that's going to be, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's going to be next year or the year after at this point. So long time to wait, but that's okay.
Can I talk about the other thing that's been happening with this expansion announcement and some of the videos they released? I'm going to. I don't need your permission.
Yes. The one thing we didn't talk about very specifically is that they're talking about a new feature called dragon riding, where you get to fly on dragons, but differently than flying has ever been in World of Warcraft. It's
exactly the same as the Griffin from Guild Wars 2 and the Sky Scale from Guild Wars 2. Now, I say exactly. The animations, the way it works, whatever, seem very similar. I still think that Guild Wars 2's mount system is unique in that it has many different mounts for many different scenarios, and it puts you under a limitation, right? Like you can only go as high as you started with the Griffin, right? You're always kind of getting lower. The Sky Scale has a limited range of mobility in the sky. I think from what I've seen from these things with World of Warcraft, the flying limitations aren't there. That's just the way it's always been with World of Warcraft, though, with flying mounts, is you can go anywhere and do anything. Like there's no limitation to the flying. Whereas in Guild Wars there is. And I think it adds an element of fun because you have to be smart and tricky and skilled a little bit. There are good and bad skilled players at certain mounts in Guild Wars 2, and I think that's really cool. But there's been a lot of memes already. I mean, the Guild Wars 2 subreddit is just filled with memes of the World of Warcraft announcement. Asmongold, who I like to watch some of his clips. I don't watch him live, but I like to watch some of his clips and his reactions every now and then. It has some pretty funny reactions to watching comparisons between the two. It's been fun. And really, the best part for me is everyone that's seeing these is like, oh, that's from Guild Wars. Guild Wars' name is now, for at least this news cycle, next to World of Warcraft. And that has been quite exciting.
I mean, yeah, it's cool because it gives a little bit more exposure, right, to Guild Wars. So maybe that will have some knock-on effect for Guild Wars. One thing I did realize as I was thinking about all of this is like, oh yeah, I'd like to play that. Like, I'll definitely buy that expansion. That sounds cool. And then I remembered that WoW has the subscription fee and that it's like $15 a month. And I'm like, why is it so expensive? Like, it's crazy to me now that like it's that expensive. I mean, I'll probably pay it and I'll probably do it for a little while, but like, I don't know. Like in this day and age, having a $15 a month MMO just seems a little much.
It is starting to become a very large barrier, I would say. I will not try it again. I tried Shadowlands. I tried to get back into WoW. I didn't enjoy it. If all I had to do was buy the expansion, I may consider trying WoW again. But because I have to buy the expansion and subscribe, I'm not even going to try. It's not even worth it for me. I'm not even, I know that you get a month free or 2 months free or whatever. I'm not even going to try. It's just not, I'm not going to do it. I think that is going to be a significant barrier to entry for a lot of people, particularly after this last like large exodus, right? They've I don't know if the numbers are official, but they're kind of showing like rapid decline of WoW subscriptions from maybe unofficial sources. But it is going to have to be something that I think WoW considers or Blizzard considers. Are they going to go to a free-to-play model? I think it might be time to consider that, or even cheaper subscription alternatives. Right? If it was $5 a month, which is more on like, isn't that like RuneScape's price? Something like that. $5 a month. Oh man, that's a lot easier to say yes to.
Yeah, I mean, $50 a year is essentially an expansion, like buy an expansion kind of a thing. That's pretty reasonable.
Right. It's the price of Nintendo or, it's a lot easier to swallow. And I would not be surprised if you start to see some kind of bend in that direction. I mean, just today, right? Like, was it yesterday or today or whatever, as we're recording this, Netflix announced that it's going to have a tier with ads like Hulu, right? Like where it's cheaper. There are so many services right now considering alternatives to their, like base price. And I think you may see Blizzard dip their toe this direction.
I'd like to see it be included with Game Pass because Microsoft and Blizzard are going to be a thing soon. Hopefully, maybe not.
I think we still got another year for that. But yeah, I would love that. I'd play WoW again.
Like just put WoW in the Game Pass. Like easy.
We talked about this a while ago. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but if they lowered the price of World of Warcraft to $5 a month, it might. If they added a $5 a month option, but still had their $15 a month tier, the $5 a month one, I think would be included with Game Pass. But I just don't see $15 a month being included in Game Pass. Maybe Game Pass Ultimate, but not Game Pass for PC.
Probably not, but we can dream.
I think it's more likely that you'll see WoW potentially either go to a kind of like what Star Wars The Old Republic did, where there's a paid and there's a non-paid, and if you've ever paid in the past at any point, had a subscription, you're kind of in this in-between preferred status. I think you might see something like that, where you can play World of Warcraft, you can buy the expansion, but you maybe can only do 1 key a week or something. I don't know. I'm making stuff up now, but like I have a feeling that you will see a free tier or a cheaper tier of some sort.
Well, we've got a long time until Dragonflight comes out, and there's a bunch of other interesting things about, you know, revamping the HUDs and like making it more customizable so you don't need add-ons to make your WoW stuff look different. And they're changing the crafting system entirely, which is really cool. But we don't have to talk about that today. We can talk about that maybe when there's a little more time.
All right, closing. What's your over-under on when it comes out?
I don't think we see this until September 2023.
That was what I was going to say. So I'm going to say over.
You think it's going to be longer than that?
I think it's going to be closer to November or December 2023. Because that's what they did with Shadowlands, right?
It was supposed to come out in August and it came out in September.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still gonna say over. I don't know. That's where I'm sticking.
June and September. I don't remember what the history of it was.
I think there's just been a lot of shakeup. I think this is great. Maybe they're closer than we think, but I think after September 2023. Let us know what you think. You can play the over-under. You know how? You can go to our Discord. You can join our Discord, and you can say the word over or under or literally anything else.
There are many words that can be said. Nice words, please.
Let's stick with nice words, but there's just so many words. You can join our Discord by going to discord.pnapodcast.com.
If you want to read our show notes or find any of our older episodes or get in touch with us via email, you can visit our website at pnapodcast.com. That's P, the letter N, and the letter A, podcast.com.
If you're enjoying the show, we would just ask that you could share it with some others that may enjoy it as well.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll talk to you next time. So over the weekend, I saw the Sonic movie.
Oh, God. Okay.
Sonic 2.
That's good. Great follow-up.
Yeah, so this is a follow-up in an after show, I guess.
Yeah, what'd you think?
So I thought if the first movie had been this movie, I think it would have been better. Like, I think the franchise would have been better. But also when I was watching this movie, I was like, wow, this movie's kind of long, and it's kind of like really obviously a kid's movie. Like, I'm not like enraptured in this world here in this movie. Like I'm enjoying the world. I'm enjoying the world building. I'm enjoying the characters. You know, you've got Tails because Tails is like on the poster. But I was like, it's not, it was definitely, I'm not the target audience for this. I mean, I am the target audience, but I'm not the target audience, you know, like I'm a Sonic fan.
I felt that way on the first one,
but yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like I will say I enjoyed it, but also not in a way that I need to like see it again 3 times or anything like that.
I heard really good things about it. I heard that Dr. Robotnik killed it.
Oh, he absolutely did. Yeah. No, Jim Carrey, he knocked it out of the park. And I think that they did better with their kind of like lore and like world faithfulness of the Sonic world, not necessarily the real world. I mean, the real world is fine. That's the setting of the stuff. But like they did more stuff relating to the Sonic characters, you know, Sonic and Tails and everything else. And I think that served them much better than like, oh, hey, I'm Sonic and I just want to stop bank robbers. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't, like, who cares? So I think that they did a much better job with Sonic being a Sonic game and like a reason for it to be a thing about Sonic than they kind of did in the first one. So I enjoyed it. I would recommend that, like, if you don't want to see it in theaters, go see it when it's on Paramount Plus. Because
I was going to ask how long until it's on streaming.
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't saw it in theaters.
Yeah, this is going to be a wait for streaming. Which, oh man, I like that phrase much more than wait for DVD. Because that means I don't have to go buy anything. It's just stream it. I will at your recommendation and many others. I will say, I will watch it when it comes to streaming. Speaking of streaming, The Batman is on HBO now.
Yes, I saw that. I have not seen the movie yet, but I do want to. I need to catch it in the, you know, month-long window that it's going to be on HBO before it goes away and then comes back again.
Isn't it crazy how this works now?
It's really strange. It's like, oh, it's streaming on HBO, but only for 3 weeks, and then it's not streaming on HBO for like 2 months, and then it is streaming on HBO, and it's like, okay, and then it's like, but it's gone from HBO now, and now it's going to Disney Plus, and you're like, Where do I see my thing?
I know you need an Excel spreadsheet to see.
There is Just Watch. I mean, it's a website. There's a whole thing.
But no, I feel like new movies are so accessible now, and I really like that. I feel like there's a really easy decision making process now on whether to see something in theaters or whether to wait until it's on streaming, because you can almost guarantee now that most, at least big movies, will come to streaming at some point in the not extremely distant future. I say this while thinking about Spider-Man and wondering when that is going to hit literally any streaming service at all, which is probably never. But, in any case, like the Batman I could easily say to you, and this is not something that I used to be able to do, I could easily say to you, if you don't want to see it in theaters, wait for it to come to streaming. And that's not something I could have said 3 years ago.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting about that conversation is that before the Sonic movie, there was actually a little blurb, a little clip of all of the voice actors and some of the actual actors too, thanking you for being there and seeing the movie like it was meant to be seen in theaters on the big screen. Like they like, yeah, it was kind of weird.
I've seen these before. Yeah, I saw this for maybe it was the last Hunger Games movie. I don't know why I don't know why Hunger Games comes to mind, but I've seen these before where and maybe it was when streaming first started and started getting movies or whatnot. More and more people were staying home and not watching movies in theaters, and they were doing this thing where the actors were it was a pre-roll where they were like, oh, thank you for coming to the theaters, and because this is the screen that the movies are made for. And while I generally agree with that, and I do think there are some movies that are best seen on theater screens, at the theater, it's not a blanket rule. I think someone in one of the Discords we're in actually recently said this, where they were just like, I think I'm going to start seeing Marvel movies and big superhero movies in theaters again. But a lot of the dramas or the things that aren't big and actiony or whatever don't require a theater screen. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't need to have because if I'm going to go to a theater most of the time, I want to go through the exercise of going to a Dolby theater or going to a theater with really nice reclining seats and stuff. If I'm not willing to pay for that, then I can just see stuff at home.
You have a really nice home theater setup, though. Surround sound, excellent TV.
That's true.
Whereas I have a less than perfect setup. How's that?
Fair enough.
I will have a theater someday. Mark my words.
Hey, that's what I said. And then one day it happened.
No. Mine's going to be in the basement with no windows, surround sound, reclining seats. I'm doing it.
One of those.
Yeah. When this podcast takes off and we start earning boogoo bucks from pride and accomplishment, I'm building a theater in the basement.
P&A merch
and memberships and sponsors. And the only way we'll get there is if you share the podcast with someone else that may enjoy it.
Thanks for listening.